foghorn. Intro DJ sounds here, sound effects, hype man music. What's up, y'all? This is Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings, and we are doing a hype video, as hype as I can get with baby sleeping right now, early morning, doing the damn thing, okay? What? It's so funny because I was listening to the songs from the options here. You're each going to get several songs with your choice. And the commercials that started playing were having foghorns in them, you know. So I was like, oh my gosh, they're feeling this music. Getting all hype over here. So this video is kind of a conglomerate, or kind of a mixture, I should say, of different elements of things. So on my other channel before, I've done all different kinds of videos, and I've talked about music that's good for like banishing, you know, putting up protection, music that's good for focusing, you know, and a lot in regards to spiritual work and magical workings and things like that, spell work, and helping you get kind of in that zone, or just getting you in a certain headspace or vibration, right? And we've also talked about the magical power of the word fuck, right? Certain words that we can claim and use because they have such a big energy field for protection and boundaries. And I mention that because these songs, you know, have a lot of cursing around in them. If that's not your thing, don't listen to them. These songs, it's all hip hop, old school hip hop, you know, some stuff from now. And, you know, if you don't have respect for that or from the culture that comes from, then don't try to utilize it to your advantage. That's what I say, right? Hashtag no appropriation. So that's what we're working with, and I will have links to the songs down below. And this song was really, like I said, it's a mix of things. I've done videos kind of like this before. I wouldn't really say this is motivational, kind of like my body positivity is. It's more songs that can help you go Bruce Lee or Samuel Jackson on someone, right? But it's not even just towards a particular person. You might need, you know, your fight might be against a certain mentality that you have. You know, sometimes we got to start trash talking our own thoughts, right? We got to punk them out of there. We got to shut them down. You know, it could be, you know, this things to get you hyped before you work out. So whatever you're fighting against, you know, maybe you need something to pump you up before you go into litigation, or, you know, whatever it is, you know, this reading will tell you kind of how to go at that, how to pump yourself up, how to prepare for the fight, you know, music to listen to get you in that headspace. Music can be very powerful that way because you can listen to it over and over and it will put you into that energy field. So that's why I think certain songs for me, when I need to do protection magic, boundary magic, defensive magic, you know, and there's been some very real situations, I'll listen to a song for like, I mean, days straight, but I might sit there and be doing some spiritual work for like 12 hours and just listen to that song or a particular, you know, several songs over and over and over, because it starts protecting your energy. It gets you in that headspace of, I can handle this, I can conquer this, you know, everything that's not good for me is going to back out. It's out of my energy field, right? So you have songs that do that, and music is so powerful that way that it can really take us into different vibrations spiritually and magically that we want to tap into. So I think that's pretty cool. And so we're gonna do that. We're gonna get our little Rocky moment, our Muhammad Ali, our Bruce Lee moments here. We got Bruce Lee on the thumbnail. Hey. So and I've said it in a few videos, but it's like my favorite quote. Bruce Lee, Sagittarius Sun, Scorpio Moon. He said, you know, when you're locked into a room with all your enemies, don't say, like, basically I'm paraphrasing, but don't say like, oh no, I'm locked in here with them. Say all of them are locked in here with me. And so that's how we want to handle our battles. That's how we're going to go at things today. And so with no further ado, we have our options. One, you can pick by pile or by little trinket, not trinket, magical bauble, shall we say. One is Aragonite. Two is Lapis Lazuli. Three is a little potion bottle that's empty. Four is the Egyptian Jasper. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and make your choice, and I will see you at your timestamp. And yes, you can pick multiple options for different things that you're fighting off right now, okay? Let's get into it. Some of y'all really gonna get into it, huh? All right, for those of you that chose number 1, let's see what we have. We have the Page of Wands, which is the Page of Brooms in this deck reversed. Again, decks will be down below. We have the 7 of Swords. We're going to put the songs to the side for a moment. We have the 3 of Cups reversed. We have the Sun. We have the Magician reversed. We have the 8 of Swords. The 7 of Coins. And the oracle we got is eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. Okay? So what do we have going on here? For some of you, it's in regards to something about children. I could definitely see that. Some of you, it's like divorce. You're in, what is it, like custody battles, things of that nature. Something that you invested has fallen apart at this time, and now you're having to, you know, decide what that looks like for you, and you know, battling out this other person. There can be some immaturity going on, some difficulties going on, and even though maybe at a spiritual level your spirits still care for each other, at this time it's letting you know that this person's really shady. Like, there's the Magician reverse with the 7 of Swords is shade. So whatever, you know, happy silver linings that are there, it's like basically don't let yourself get caught up waiting for happy times to return with this situation. So it's actually advising you to be a little bit more sneaky, a little bit more cunning. Think more like a fox, or, you know, like a coyote, right? Like sometimes we have to do that to protect ourselves. Sometimes we have to think worst case scenario. So for instance, if you're marrying somebody, it's like think about doing the prenup now, because when you do have money one day, you don't want to do it when it's too late. So it's like things that you might not want to think that way, but needing to do it. This is needing to run background checks on people. This is needing to find the loopholes in contracts and not worrying about if you're going to look like the bad person or whatever because you're trying to find a way around things. It's like, no, find a way around things. Find a way to disarm your enemy in this situation. Again, whether it's a situation, a person, you know, contract that is the enemy that you're focusing on right now. Because on the other side of things, I feel like someone could be showing you a positive face that, you know, that's not where their heart is whatsoever. Somebody could be really kind of hoodwinking you because they're, you know, they're putting that love and that connection and that charisma that you guys have. I feel like some of you even need to watch like your lawyers right now and people who are advising you, because they're just doing it to get their bank full, but they're not really doing things for your own best interest. Like if you're left high and dry, a lot of people are really okay with that right now. And I don't really feel that the other party is having the children's best interest at heart right now. So it's kind of like it's almost like everybody, you know, you might be distracted too and not really focusing and protecting what it is you should be protecting at this time. And it's like, hey, you got to think smarter, right? You can't just be reactionary in your particular situation. You have to have, you know, a strategic mind in order to win this battle. You have to be able to go to those kind of places, you know. It's not about the bold and the brave. It's about, you know, who's the best planner, who's the best you know, who's holding their cards closest to their chest and has the best thing lined up. This is poker face time. This is, you know, sleight of hand kind of time, and really needing to prepare and think of that person when they're not going to be your friend. So a lot of you right now are currently in a period of time where you feel like, okay, but we're at like a stalemate, or we're, you know, we're neutral right now. You know, we called it off. We did time out. But like, imagine how it was when you're like wrestling your cousins and your siblings when you're younger and you call time out. You know good and well that's in the middle of that timeout, someone's gonna start whooping someone's ass. Like, it's just gonna happen. Someone's gonna start beating someone up. So then the other person's gonna be mad because that ain't fair. Usually it's the person who called timeout who is either getting their butt beat or is getting beat up by the person because they, you know. And I feel like for you, that's what's happened. Somebody's telling you like, oh no, time out, peace, we're cool, and they're gonna be the ones who jump early before you even count to 3 and know that you're fighting again. So this is like really keep your ducks in a row. If you've been battling it out in a bad breakup, divorce, child custody, if you've had a boss that you can't trust, definitely if someone's been cheating, they're cheating. It's like, it doesn't matter if you guys love each other forever and your souls have been soulmates. It's like, okay, like, you can pick that up when you're dead, basically. Like, look, it's literally, this relationship is dead. It's like, you gotta escape and move on to happier things, because this person can have a lot of ego. What is that? Players only love you when they're playing, okay? And that's what's been going on. Playing you to the bank, playing you to the core has been going on, playing on your emotions, all that kind of thing. Some of you have people staying with you, they don't care about you, they're just misusing you, all these kind of things, but they know how to finesse. I'm seeing some younger people who are, some of you got a young boo thing, and people have been telling you, like, it's not what you think it is. You need to stop trusting that person. And they really, they know the buttons to push to make you feel all, young and happy again and stuff like that. But they're on some shade. They really are. So, I would say address that situation. Get your ducks in a row. Some of you need to be documenting your stuff. So, excuse me, it's like, what's it called? Screenshot. Screenshot everything. What do the youngins call it nowadays? Screenshot everything. Do everything through written communication as much as you can. There is the advice also, though, that before you throw out accusations, you do need to get the information. It's not saying do that blind stuff where you're like, well, I don't believe this person was cheating just because 15 of y'all saw him when y'all was having your high school reunion at that bar, but I'm not gonna believe. It's not saying be stupid, like, or be overly believing of this person. It's just saying, before you make moves, make sure you can back it up. All right, because slander could be going around right now, and what is it, defamation and things like that. So really pay attention to your words. Harassment, any of those kind of like people getting in trouble for their words could really happen right now. So you document. If someone's saying those things, keep those emails from the boss. Or if you're in a work situation that's been going really bad and you're trying to fight mistreatment in the workplace, like, if your coworker tells you that something happened, try to low-key, real cool, just see if you can get them to communicate that conversation that they overheard, but through email, so that it's documented. You know what I mean? Because that kind of goes over better if you need to present a case to the HR. It's better to be like, well, here's these emails where this coworker let me know that they overheard this troublesome conversation, versus like, oh, well, we was at the water cooler and so said such and such. So it's like, find ways like that to make sure you're getting things documented. Some of you, I feel like, someone's cheated on like one of your friends or family members or something. It's like, find ways to document that. Like, take that picture, get that snapshot, download it. It's like, download these things, back up your files, because these people will play shady, they'll play dirty, and they'll try to keep hoodwinking you and making you think that they've changed, or it's okay, or it's better. And it's not. They're just trying to get you caught up. Some of these people, like, I don't know, either you've gone to jail for them or they've been dealing with jail, and there's just like, I don't know, maybe someone's at risk of jail time. There's like a lot of craziness going all over the place. So like, this is not the time, I would say, in this case, to be going ride or die, because you might be the one that's getting in trouble. Okay, so it's like, take things seriously if you're in a legal situation. And also for your mental health, like, your mental and emotional health is kind of all over the place. But in your case, I would say it's not the time to throw fists. Okay, some of you are like, ooh, here's so and so, this the person, this the one, I found them on their Instagram, let's go, let's get, we're gonna go get them. It's like, no, this is like magician rules, the local surroundings. It's like, don't go driving by someone's house, doing something crazy, trying to plan something, trying to get all your cousins. Okay, magician is Mercury ruled, so that can be siblings, cousins, neighbors, trying to get everyone all hype. No, it's like, people gonna get in trouble. Like, if you brawl right now, that's when the jail's gonna come in. If you're drunk, messaging and fighting with people, making up, breaking up, it's not a good look. Don't do that. It's gonna get your own back. All right, so it's like, have some stealth, have some careful planning, and kind of pay attention. It's like overall evaluate these situations and this information that you're getting about these people. I feel like you have a lot of information from a lot of sources, but at the end of the day, it'll all line up in one big truth. And some of you really didn't want to see that, and so that's why you kind of are picking this option. Like, should I really be fighting about this? Like, am I, did this really happen? Is this person really shady? Yes, I would say yes, absolutely. And to kind of prepare yourself so you can escape until the sunrise, because in this card, they're escaping from all these zombies right here. They finally got up and out the building and they're taking off, right? With a few trustworthy people so they can escape all this crazy situation, right? They saved up and made their moves. So some of you, like I said, you're planning to get out of a marriage or things of that nature. You're trying to get out of a job. I see a lot of, like, if it's a workplace question, I see like a lot of harassment. Maybe there's like a history at your school or your work of like just like hateful kind of speech and treatment of others and things of that nature. So it's like, yes, get your stuff in a row. There's other amazing partners, whether that's business or if you're changing your lawyer or you're changing your romantic partner. Like, even if you are looking for like your leaving family situation and you're wondering if you're going to be able to find another sense of home, or like other mentors who would kind of feel that energy of what you would be missing out from your family, it's like, yes, you will have love come in and acceptance and connection and people who will love and support you as who you are, like down to the bone, without, for those of you who have been having bigotry and racism and being treated negatively because of your gender and things of that nature, where that's been going on. It's like, no, over here we have love is love is love, eternal love, and it transcends the physical death or the physical body. So yeah, some of you guys just need to hold out for the real thing, for a better situation. I would definitely make sure that your legal guidance lines up to your values of your community and represents your demographic, and understands that. And yeah, it's like, don't worry about like, oh, well, I don't want to play the, like, maybe some of you are in the workplace situation, you're like, well, I don't want to play the woman card, but I know that's why I didn't get the promotion. It's like, you might feel like that's shady or whatever, but it's really not. And play that card, because how are they going to treat you, like discriminate against you? So it's that kind of thing. Like, no, they're playing dirty. Scoop up that dirt on them and put it back on their plate at the right time to defend yourself, protect yourself, and get rid of all this bad juju. Okay, so I do see some of you leaving situations, absolutely, but it is saying get your stuff in a row first before you make that move. Okay, so float like the butterfly before you sting like the bee. All right, so the songs that you got. It's one of my favorites, Humble by Kendrick Lamar. So there's a lot of cursing in there because the chorus is the chorus. That's the cursing chorus, y'all. The chorus is bitch be humble, bitch sit down, right? So it's like, oh, I love the video, so good, y'all. But it's just like talking, like putting someone in their place. Like, sometimes you be humble, sit down. Like, who do you think you're talking to? Like, do you know what I've been through? Like, he says, get the fuck off my stage, right? He says, I'll make a play messing up your whole life, right? So, and he just wanted something real. Like, I'm coming real, y'all ain't coming real. Be humble, sit down. And so I feel like that. A lot of you've been talked over, treated badly, slandered, all of this, and it's just clearing out that space for you. And then we have I Ain't No Joke. So some of you have definitely been dealing with plagiarism. I posted this because of all the people jacking my videos all the time, so it was just kind of an energetic boundary that I put up. But it's like, he said, I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now I slam it when I'm done to make sure it's broke. And so he says like, Rakim, I mean, he's just, right, one of the ghosts. And so he just says like, he talks about, remember me, the one you got your ideas from. So I feel like you guys are like, how are you going to take my swag and try to like weaponize it against me? Like, hello, I don't think so. No, no, and no, we're not going to do it. You're not going to steal my ideas and get the promotion for it and then talk shit on me. You're not going to steal how I run the family and pretend that that's what you're doing over there because we're in a custody battle when really that's how I live my life and you're a mess. So it's kind of claiming your energy and your space back and like shutting down the overly open and dominant, throat chakras and solar plexus chakras that everyone else is pushing at you. And we have Long Live the Chief, which again, I love all these songs. This one is just like, it's talking about fighting over things, want to be the king, but long live the chief. So he talks about, at best, you can run a little company, or he says, at worst, you gonna run a little company. Sorry, I'm messing it up. Yeah, but at worst, I could run the whole country. Sorry. Started looking at the incense right here. I'm tired, y'all. I haven't been to bed yet. It's like 9 a.m. Yes, but these songs go hard, right? Jadena, he's got some fire, a very hard knocking rebel song, and just about like being underestimated and needing to put on, you guys might have to dress nice, right? Because in this song he says, they say, Jadena, why you dressing so classic? I don't want my best dressed day in a casket. So it's like, put your shine on, let people know you ain't no joke, let people know that they need to sit down and be humble and be quiet. You're going to address things when you're going to address them. No, they're not going to take your words and try to make it like that's their ideas and try to make you out to something you're not gonna be, and you can handle this. You can run this whole shit, okay, that's going on. So that is how you get hyped up, the mindset to go into your fight of what you're dealing with right now. So put on those smooth moves, navigate things, and get your headspace right. You ain't no joke, okay? So I'll talk to you soon. I hope your fight goes, well, moving forward for things to remove blockages for your life, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, for those of you who chose number 2, we have the Lapis Lazuli, or Lazuli. You have the 7 of Cups. How are you going to win this fight? What's the advice? We have the Hermit reversed. We have the 10 of Swords, the King of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles reversed, the 8 of Pentacles, Judgment, 9 of Swords, 3 of Cups reversed, that's really interesting because we had it in the other one as well, and Werewolf, exploring wildness, and then I'll do the songs in a moment. Yes. So you have to come out. So some of you guys have been in hiding for a while. A lot of you guys had some fights with the friends, okay? Your social groups and dynamics. Because we have King of Swords here, which is an Aquarian card and quite often can show our interactions, how we think and deal with social situations. But we have the 10 of Swords, we have the 7 of Cups, like cutting some people off, not knowing who's our friends, and who isn't. We have worries over here with the 9 of Swords with the 3 of Cups reversed. So knowing that there's some shadiness going on, having stress and anxiety about our social circles. For some of you, this is coworkers with the 8 of Pentacles here, and financial concerns with the 4 of Pentacles reversed and the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the Hermit reversed. So it's kind of like coming back out of your shell and how to deal with this, whatever's gone down. It's definitely been a situation that could have been very tough because we have the Judgment card here. So some of these that could have been people that you felt were like your soul friends or your soul tribe, or that kind of thing. And now you have, maybe you've been feeling out in the cold, you've been just trying to figure things out on your own, you've been trying to connect with other people, maybe through the internet or something, if you did connect. But a lot of you have been really cut off, and this caused a lot of change. The moon is the emotions, and it's causing this big change, having this emotional experience that you've had, dealing with all of these dynamics. For some of you, it could have been going into being single and, losing all the mutual friends and things that come along with this situation. Some of you, it could have been a changing of jobs or losing a job, or, just difficult work dynamics. And some of you, it is school. Maybe you've been an outsider at school, or you've gone through the process of recently, whether that's within the last year or months or something, switch schools maybe. And I'm seeing someone switching school districts, or maybe you went from like middle to high school or high school to college, things of that nature. And it just being a very rough experience, and really feeling like you're not fitting in on the day-to-day vibe. Some of you have like bullies, and yes, even the adults, we can have, there's definitely could be some cyberbullying that has gone on. There could be I'm hearing like workshops, like maybe you guys go to like, maybe you're artists or something, and you go to like different workshops or fairs, or like even Renaissance fairs or something, and there's just like some cattiness, bullying, discrimination, or something of that nature that you deal with in these circles. And it's just been a very tough experience. For some of you, it's kind of like, some of you, I feel like it's more creative work kind of things. So it's almost like you go, like I'm seeing people who go to fairs and like, I don't know, I guess workshops is the only the words that are coming to me. And you set up your booths, then you work and stuff, but it's like very clicky, you know what I mean? So it might be things like with artists, or in the mystic community, or job fairs or something like that, where it's like you start to know each other within those industries and within those circles. But there is, kind of like, that mean person stuff that goes on, and difficulties fitting in, and kind of being acclimated and really connecting with people. So that's for some of you, but basically it's the overall feeling of not fitting into community. And some of you have some very nasty people that you're having to stand up to, that you're needing to defend yourself with, and you're still trying to figure out how do you fit in, like, and sort out who you can trust and who you can't. So the King of Swords here, with his crazy Aquarius self, is sitting here with all these guns. I mean, this is the zombie tarot, so it makes sense. But, I feel like a lot of you're cut open. There's a lot of Cancers and water signs. There's also Aquarians, Virgos, Capricorns are strong in this, Scorpios. So I'm seeing a lot of Earth and water, and then some Aquarius and Gemini. But I feel like the thing is to get control of your mind. Okay, your mind's going a little crazy. It's going super active on you, and that's not saying that you shouldn't use your mind, but it's just saying like it needs to be fruitful and grow in things that are for your life. Like maybe some of you can't even get your work done, you can't even plan your business. Some of you are social media people. Okay, that's what it is. Some of you are on social media for your business, and you've been getting hate or shade, or people that you've had issues with are finding your page or your channel, things of that nature. And it's just like a stank feeling. Some of you, it was even like, people that you thought were way in the past that you cut off are suddenly like, you're like, what, from high school? How'd they find me on social media? And it's just been like a thing. Like, how do you defend these boundaries? How do you stand up to these people who are still kind of, slightly invisibly hanging around your energy field, and that they throw you shade and that they wish ill on you, because I'm seeing that, and you feel like it's really affecting your finances and your business. There could be some like people who are your competition who have been doing slander. So you know why you're coming here to fight this. And so it's saying judgment call time. So for a lot of you, it's time to call karma on this person, because we have the Ten of Swords with the Judgment card. So that's like end, done. Go ahead and do your magical working. Go ahead and talk to the universe and say, that's it. This person needs to answer for what they've done, and that's okay to do. If that's not your tradition, fine. I don't need to hear about it in the comments. We don't demean other witches. If that is your tradition, this is your green light to say, okay, handle it. Be the karma caller. Like, they don't need to go through and keep abusing a ton of people in life. They don't. For some of you, that is going ahead and actually like calling this person out on this shit. Like, I'm definitely seeing that, because he's blowing the trumpet himself. It ain't the angel doing it, it's the person doing it in this deck, right? Traditionally it's like the angel comes down and they're doing it, and it's like, no, this person's like, I'm doing this myself, right? And the King of Swords has the mic, so you're taking back that position in that place. So you guys might literally, like, the next time this person does it, you're calling them out on it. You're like, that's it. Turn off the music. Stop the party. You needle scratch. Like, it's not happening anymore. It's not going down like that anymore. I also feel like some of you, your way of fighting is to it's basically like cut it to the core, say what you need to say so that things are not ambiguous anymore, that you're full out calling out this person in front of people. So some of you have been dealing with someone who's like low-key abusive or something, and you're just like, I don't know how to fight this, I don't know how to deal with this. It's like you need to go and put them on blast. All right, social media, what? It's like it's time to let people know. It's time, of course, you're doing this to be safe and making sure you're not endangering others, because there is that element here with the Four Pentacles reversed. It's like, think of safety. Don't burn a bridge while you're on it or while someone innocent is on it. But it's like, yeah, it's time to open that door and kind of come out and be that protector, be that badass, be that person who, is the whistleblower, who is out there with the red flag. Like, no, I like, there's bullshit going on and it needs to be addressed right now, because this cannot continue. It's not going to continue. This is also saying, mean it when you say things. Some of you have been going back and forth like a revolving door, right? You're letting these people come in and out your life, in and out your life. That's why he can't even rest at home, because he doesn't know what's coming in through that door, and letting people go back around. So it's saying no. Your song, actually, like Haley 47, is no reload, right? So, yes. So in this song, she's just like, no reload. It's like basically when your ex comes back, you tell him no reload. When the old people that you work with come back, you tell them no reload. Like, she's just talking about your independence and how you and your friends don't need these people. Like, you tell them no reload. All right, it goes hard. Your other song that you got here is Win by J-Rock featuring Kendrick Lamar. And it was the song that really, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm doing this video. So he's like, fuck everything else. Win, 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 win. Like, right? These people ain't shit. Win, 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 right? Like, what, nothing should be distracting you from your path and what you gotta do. So no reloading from the past, dropping down. And this one right here is Ambitions as a Writer by Tupac. You can't deny it. They don't want to fuck with you. Okay, so it's like, put down your boundaries, call the person out, let them know you are not to be fucked with, and then no reloading. No, that's it. That's done. I dropped the mic. That's it. Period. Bye. And then you focus on winning, winning, winning. No more entanglements, no more caring what the social groups are saying, no more worried about the word around town and the slander and this and this and that. You address things hardcore, you pull all that energy in, right? Some of you are learning how to do that. I had to learn how to like pull on that energy where you're just like, that's it. Right? It's kind of like when you see someone like Snoop Dogg speak on something. There's like, when you're so sure of yourself, you ain't even got to get crazy on it. And that's just like, boom, that's the word. That's the word. You know what it reminds me of? When I was younger, someone that I knew was getting bullied in school that was younger than me. And so I was told, go and let that person know that you're related to them. Like, go let the bully know. And I was very like big for my age. I went through puberty in like 5th grade. Yes, but I was a Pisces, like I said, 12th house planets, all that kind of thing. So I was very shy. I was like so nervous and worried to confront this person who was like grades below me. And they were a big kid too. So I just went, and like, I remember the school was like empty. Like, it was like everyone was gone. And I knew that this kid, probably, I don't know, maybe part of the reason they were just always at the school and had to be like watched by some of the teachers because their parents was never there after school right away. So I was like, okay, let me go down to that wing of the school with the younger kids, because I gotta confront this like younger than me bully. And so I just went, and I remember that it was so messed up in a way, because there was like, how sometimes in the middle of the hall there's like 3 stairs and then you go up to the next level, like in the school. So I was on the top of those little like 3 stairs and this kid was coming down the other way, or coming up the other way. And they were just kind of like stopped and looked at me, and then they were going to start climbing the stairs. And I was like, hey, are you so-and-so? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, so-and-so's related to me. And I just looked at them, and they like went pale, and they got so nervous, and they were just like, they couldn't even say anything, just kind of stuttering around and kind of like looked down and like scurried past me real quick. And after that, they never ever gave an issue to that person. You know, my family, they have been hardcore bullying. And so sometimes it's just like, you know, having to find the right way in your own way, um to speak back and to put your boundaries and to let it be known and proclaim it in a real way. Even if your voice comes out gentle, some of you, you're gonna roar like, no, we ain't doing this again, we're not having this conversation again. Some of you got to stop texting these people, going around in circles, reading their social media, all that kind of thing. I just did a post on Facebook, follow on there, especially if you like astrological information. But it was like for the Pluto and Capricorn, and it was talking about like, you know, we have to grow up beyond the pettiness and the jealousies of like hate stalking people and following them because we can't stand them and just trying to keep up on like the bullshit that they're putting out about us. So it's like, no, your game in fighting is cutting people off in a real way, where it's not like an active, ooh, do they know I've cut them off? It's like you put down the boundaries and rules, you expose what needs to be exposed, and then deuces, you're out of there. They know they're not going to mess with you anymore because you've shown them use a rider, you've told them no reload, they try to call, they try to text, you ain't having it. That's it, it's done. And then you move forward. Win, 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 win. Fuck everything else. Win, 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 win. All right. So it's like you getting back in touch with your soul's goals, your soul's path. Nobody can take that from you. It's also like, you know, rewilding yourself. Explore your wildness. Go back to your roots. You know, rock who you are and your authenticity. And don't be afraid to show that. Some of you have been like, you know, having to play a certain role in the call center, in the workspace, things like that. Oh my goodness, there's two cardinals that just flew up and are nuzzling each other. There is a male and a female up here in this tree. I've never seen a female one around here. So that's just like some big messages from your ancestors. They're with you. Like, they're like, yes, co-sign it. You've been having to play roles. You've been having to try to fit the system or these dynamics of this family or this social group. Like, we're done with it. You need to free yourself. You're supported. You have those, you know, Kendrick Lamar is supporting J-Rock in this song. So what people don't know is Kendrick Lamar actually started out being J-Rock's hype man. And so now Kendrick, you know, J-Rock put Kendrick on. Kendrick got, you know, all big, and he's still coming back to being the hype man on J-Rock's song again. And in that song, J-Rock talks about how he can trust the people that he works with and that he's got bigger plans than just getting money and things like that. But basically showing the loyalty and the love and having that, you know, equality where you don't mind if your friend is getting their shine on. So I feel like right now it's time for you to proclaim your space. You know, some people have been wanting you to shrink, to disappear, and to not be out there, you know, putting out your talents, putting out your goals. And that's why you shine so much, because when it's what you're supposed to do in life, you're going to shine in it. So no longer allowing that to diminish you, or, you know, choosing to kind of hide yourself, right? Especially those of you that got Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo in your chart. It's like, no, you just got to let people know how you roll. And you need to just decide finally that you're going to win big. You winning is how you win, right? You moving forward and being successful on your soul path, you calling the judgment calls for your life and putting down boundaries with others. That's how you win real big, right? And allow yourself to explore without, you know, worries of repercussions, you know, and all that kind of thing. Just really being who you are. All right, so that's what I got for you, number twos. Let me know down below how you like this reading, and I'll talk to you soon. Trying to listen if Baby Magic's asleep still. I think she is. I think she was just murmuring in her sleep. And yes, if she does, if I want to have my baby in the video, I'm going to, because someone's trying to talk shit, telling me, like, told me, don't put my baby in the video, don't record when the baby's around. I tell you what, I will make a whole video of her crying just and put it on if I damn well please. Like, fight that. Look, I'm getting sassy on this video. All right, for those of you who chose number 3 with the little blue bottle here, the potion bottle. Let's see how you gonna win. Oh my god, y'all, this is the third. All three piles have had the Three of Cups reversed. Oh my goodness. You have the Three of Pentacles reversed as well. You have the Two of Swords, the King of Cups reversed. Let's see what else we got. The Knight of Cups, the Six of Wands reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed, the Ten of Cups reversed, and the Cardinal. The Cardinals just flew by on number 2 actually, so some of you picked 2 and 3. All right, so yeah, there was just 2 Cardinals that came through while I was filming number 2. And actually right now there's a red-breasted robin. So I do see a robin. This one's different though because it has like a white streak around its eyes. So there's just a lot of bird messages coming through when I do y'all's videos. I don't always see them here outside the windows. I don't see any actual nests right here. I think it's kind of like a little bird hangout area, like a thoroughfare or like a little promenade for them right here between the houses. There's no nest yet, but yes, there was a male and female cardinal that was right here, and they came and was like nuzzling up on each other's nose, and then they took off. So you guys got this song, Hidden Talents. You got to bring your talents to the forefront right now to get what you need to do done. All right, Three of Pentacles reversed. Some of you, you're really fighting for recognition. You're really fighting for, you know, attention in the workspace or for your business on social media. Definitely, you can feel like you're just drowning out. Nobody's showing love. You're trying to make a comeback after a time when you have like been behind the scenes, or like you just, you know, maybe you fell off for a while. You haven't been around. And let me see. I knew it. Oh my god, y'all, I'm crying. Look, I was saying you fell off, right? And you haven't been around for a bit, and you are the group that got the song Mama Said Knock You Out by LL Cool J. What does he say? Iconically, what does he say? Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. So some of you guys, like, you're mad about it, man. Like, how am I gonna have to come out here and prove myself? Do they know, man, back in my day? Some of you are out here like that. You're just like, oh, like you're an old school millennial now. So it's about time to put out your talents. Remind people where you come from. Remind people what you've been done. Like, you've been doing this. Like, what? Just because I had a little breakup, just because I took some little time for my health, all right? I thought someone was my soulmate and they weren't. Okay, what? Like, I'm back in the game now. And I feel like that you guys are getting your bearings. Some of you, it was definitely because of love, because I have a Ten of Cups reverse and a your Cardinals taking flight, and a King of Pentacles reverse with the Ace of Cups reverse. I'm so sorry. Some of y'all really went through thinking someone was the one. They were not the one. It didn't work out. A lot of disillusionment with that. If you guys are going to bat, I can definitely see some third parties here, and you're trying to fight over a person. It's kind of telling you to think about that. Like, is this really a person you want to fight for or over, more accurately? I don't know if it is. Let's see. Okay, sorry. We have the Night Song again, Hidden Talents. I'm gonna put it up here, and that's the ancestors, the Cardinals. That's probably why they threw themselves on the floor dramatically. That can be your ancestors coming through with cardinal energy. Okay. All right. So yes, but you got the song Django Jane by Janelle Monáe. So if you don't know, she raps and she puts it down on that song. She's like, this is my house, champagne in my chalice, right? And so in that song, she talks a lot about like Black girl magic empowerment, feminine empowerment, empowerment of melanated people. So she's just like really claiming space. She's sitting on a throne in the song, and you know, and it's just about like, I feel like you guys need to get to the point that you're over competition. You're over where you're not being respected. You're over, you got all the chalices, right? And you've been dumping them out. You haven't been living up to your worth. You haven't been like fighting the right battles. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been putting your attention in different places, because traditionally the Six of Wands is somebody coming back victoriously from battle, right? But that's not the case here. So you guys, and I was feeling that too. I took, I was taking a pause. I was uploading the other video, the Bad Reputation Lovers edition, and that's uploaded now. It's live. And I was getting that feeling into, like, intuitively, it was like you need to ask them, is this a battle you should be fighting? Because you need to ask yourselves that. If you want to get accurate readings, that needs to be your first check-in with yourself, is, do I need this reading? Or does this question apply to my topic? Or is there a question before this I should be answering? So before you say, how do I fight this? How do I win this fight? It needs to be like, should I be fighting over this in the first place? And you are that group that really needs that question. If you have a romantic partner or something, I feel like a lot of you've been having like that soulmate twin flame thing you've been chasing. And it's like, man, it's not about that third party life right now. It's really not. Because no one's winning in that. No one's really winning. I do see other options should you move forward though, and allow yourself to bounce back. I also feel like some of you are letting go of dreams that you've had for a long time. Some of you, because look at this, reminds me of the tennis court. Like, they're on the tennis court at PE. You know how you would like avoid trying to do exercise in like the heat that they shouldn't legally be able to have us out in, but somehow, like, I went to school out in California, so you'd be like out on the tennis court and it's like 3,000 degrees, and and I'd always have PE like in the end of the day, like the hottest parts of the day, and you're just like trying to hide in a little bit of shade and not have to run a mile in this damn heat. And so you socialize, you make your plans, and that's what they're doing right there. And in this song Thunder by Imagine Dragons, he talks about that, how classmates laughing at you, people not thinking you can achieve things, and how you have to believe in yourself. And Jingle Jane, she says, remember when they said that I looked too mannish, and now she's out here, being all fly, being all sex symbol and all this kind of thing. And she got a lot of crap when she first came out about, looking too butch or whatever. And so there's all these kind of things about getting yourself back into the scene, reclaiming yourself, shaking off the haters' kind of opinions of you, not wasting your time with people who, they're up to no good. They're not your supporters. They're not giving love back. People that you've been trying to prove wrong, like you've been carrying that energetically, like how you ever feel like, one day I'm gonna get in shape, and then I'm gonna play this song, and I'm gonna catwalk by all this whole group, and they're gonna eat their words. You know what I mean? Like, we have these like movies we play in our head, and it's cool. It's like, no, you need to see yourself bouncing back, but really, do you really need to hold on trying to get back at that person in third grade who didn't believe in you? And like, I feel like it's like, change your motivation. You need to change your motivation. You need to be focusing more on your talents and what you have, because it's Pisces cards here. So don't do the negative side where you're letting yourself be inhibited because people didn't believe in you, because that's what Pisces does. We get debilitated by that. Oh, we hate it so bad. This is like, no, you got to go out there and be like, this is my house, right? I create what I want. I did that. And Jingle Jane, she talks about like, I inspire you. Look at the people inspired. You got to claim that energy. You have to really be your own inspiration at this point, and not let everyone else have that inspiration. All right, your business ideas you're giving to other people, you're sitting here taking too long. On the pause, on the pause, on the pause. Stop pausing. Get up right now. I just wanted to go to bed. It's like 10 o'clock. I haven't been to bed yet, and I was like, nope, let me get up and finish this reading. Let me keep putting out that good energy, that good content. It's the same thing. Sometimes you have to be like, nope, no more pause button. Let me put it out. Let me do the work. Let me get back on the road, right? So no more sitting comfortable. Get back at it. Get back at it. Yes, there can be a restructuring in your love life. There can be a restructuring with your long-term goals, in your social circles, in your work circles, but it's kind of like your networking work circle. So it could just be like, with the office, like who you're friends with in the office, things like that. Things could be shifting and changing. So definitely, yes, keep fighting for your recognition. I'm seeing some people who you're like in, you work in places that are kind of like young creatives, like you're maybe inventors, entrepreneurs, all that kind of thing. It almost feels like BuzzFeed, like how BuzzFeed is, it's like all these young talented people trying all these random things from other young talented people and writing about it. It's just very seen, you know, it's very trending, all that kind of thing. Some of you have gotten really burned out from that, or you just like, you're like, how do I get attention in this? Some of you are coming older and you're trying to adjust and fit into, you know, the younger scenes, because that's kind of the age group of the thing that you want to do. And so this is like, Mama said, knock you out. Go out there. Go old school on it. Just claim space. Like, that's what I'm hearing so much. Is like, claim your space. You have talents. You have gifts. And you don't need to be wasting your love, your talents, or gifts where you're not respected. So, knock it out the ballpark. Go for it. Like, just hardcore create your throne, even when they think you don't deserve one. You know, the thunder, that's like, you feel the lightning, you feel the thunder. You guys have a huge energy field. And that's what's going to lead you forward. All right, so just move forward, rocking yourself, because really, when you're in your own flow and when you're just like being who you are, people can't really touch that. It's only when you give in to the illusion that they can steal that from you, or that you're gonna run out of it, or that their fly is better than your fly. That's the only time that you get kind of knocked off the high horse. Some of you, if you get into a little bit of ego, or if you rest too long before moving on to your next success. But really, it's like when you, I don't know, when you're just in your flow, like you have those hidden talents, you naturally, you know, just own yourself. So really, just connect with your individuality with things. And I feel like, I don't know, like you'll speak right. It's like drinking that lucky potion in Harry Potter, right? Felix Felicis. You'll vibe right. You'll know when to play it cool, when to knock it out. You'll know how to be able to take the stage and embrace all of your power. Like, you just have a quiet storm kind of power. So if you try to go and win in situations that are like social circles with shitty people, you're not going to, because spirit's like, there's nothing to win there. If you're trying to win in business endeavors, or like getting clients that are really shitty, again, spirit's like, there's nothing to win there. So it's not that you're not winning, there's nothing to see here. Move along. There's no suitor to win here. Like, they're not even eligible. It's not even like, what? No, we're not even accepting those admissions. Like, right? So you have to go with things that are worth winning, right? Like, you have to have kind of a trophy worth going after, a goal worth going after, and then you just do you, really. And that's how you win the fight. That's how you get through. You just stay in your own unique vibration and react as your truest self in each situation, and you'll, you know, get the support, the attention, and things that you need as you stay in that place and stay, you know, you're a bit more feeling, you're a bit more heart-centered on things. But that doesn't mean you can't, you know, be a badass. That doesn't mean you can't have confidence and claim your own space kind of thing. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will talk to you soon. Get number 4 finished before the battery runs out right now. Number four, we have the Egyptian Jasper here. So, how do you win? How do you like handle this fight? We got the 4 of Cups. Look at you pounding around. 4 of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Let's see, we have Strength, Judgment, 8 of Cups, Queen of Swords reversed, Hanged Man reversed, Tower reversed, and we got Vampire, Emotional Intelligence. All right. So, you guys have to face your fears a little bit. I think you're afraid to like really show your true power and strength in situations. You kind of let others prey on you too much, and like, I don't know, it's like in some ways you can be kind of like cold and hold people off, but then once you let them close to you, you let them way too close, and there's this draining of energy that goes on, this feeding of your spirit. We have the Hangman reversed, Neptune reversed, and we have this Queen of Swords who's very Queen of Swords is very negative, especially when she's reversed. Oh my gosh, as can be bickering and slander and like just shade, just like, oh, horrible, catty, and just cutting, especially with judgment. It could be someone who's literally trying to get you in trouble, even with a judge, or like those people who they get mad at you, so they'll like do something like really horrible, like they'll just like call the police on you, or they'll call DHS, or they'll call your boss or your landlord or something and try to cause issues. So some of you are dealing with some really nasty people, and it's like you keep narrowly missing these disasters because of this person in your life. And there's way too much like spiritual and emotional enmeshment with this person that's going on. So the first order will be to Eight of Cups, that you have to emotionally distance yourself and spiritually distance yourself from this person's energy, right? They're very triggering to you. You're just like, oh, like you can't, fight a good fight if you don't have your head clear. You guys have to get your head in the game, right? You have to, oh, but perfect. So one of your songs is Element by Kendrick Lamar. And he says all the things he's gone through and like how he's really, like he's going to handle it if you bring him some issues. But he's also like, if I gotta smack you, I'm gonna make it look sexy. Like, you can't take me out of my element. Nah, you can't take me out my element. And so, it's like that. You might have to be hardcore and let someone know, like, I'll give you that work. Some of you, you're gonna be doing your spells, or you're gonna be fighting back. Not. I definitely don't see you taking this laying down. For those of you who have had some very serious things going on in your life, some of you are even like putting up surveillance cameras, like you've had kind of invasion at home, things of that nature. Like, it's gotten really, really bad. And you feel like you waited too long in the past when you should have seen the signs, right? And you should have like not accepted what people were putting out even more than you thought. Like, you thought you were putting boundaries, but really you weren't, and you got very entangled in the situation. So now it's like it's like balancing the two parts of yourself. Balance the element of yourself that is you. Don't let someone make you act outside yourself. However, within yourself, you have to find the part of you that can really address this. Is bring the ruckus. This is like an old school rumble. It's really like, I feel like some of you, it's been physical. Like, you've had physical altercations with people. You've had abusive situations, or like if you're dealing with like someone's crazy ex and they've been talking crap and you've been like, I don't know, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some people having to, like, you're out, out on the town, and then you gotta leave somewhere because this person's showing up trying to fight you and stuff. It's like, first of all, as much as you can socially, emotionally, spiritually disconnect from this person, because they're just gonna feed off of it. They're gonna keep on feeding off of it. So stay cool. Don't like interact with that and get caught up in it. However, at the same time, you got to be ready so that if they want to fight, you can handle it when they bring the ruckus. And the video that I'm going to link for this one is actually clips from like Bruce Lee, because I mean, he's just the GOAT. So it's set to bring the ruckus by Wu-Tang Clan. So I feel like that, like, you have to be ready to defend yourself. You have to be ready to protect yourself, and to do it in your own style. So it's not just reactionary. Judgment takes a lot of clarity, right? So again, we have that triggering energy. You might be dealing with people who really, really trigger you. And so it's kind of like, it's like when you're out on the front line, some of you might be activists, and you have to decide, how do you fight this fight? There's people who do it wrong, and they endanger everyone because they're out there reacting. And so all the infiltrators and, the tactics of the cops and stuff, when they don't want activists and protectors to be on the road, is that they'll try to trigger you to react, right? So I'll tell you, when I was in LA, we already know that how the LAPD does. There was an art walk downtown, like I think it was Thursdays, right? Every Thursday there was an art walk. So it's just a bunch of artists, there's families, there's all different races and ages and stuff down there. But it's pretty open. You draw an open kind of crowd because there's art walk, and so a lot of the all the bars are open down there, and then a lot of the walk-ups and stuff in the old historic buildings and stuff, they put art installations there for those of you who you haven't been there. So you just walk for blocks and it's, people doing art, there's art out on the streets, all this kind of stuff. And so then people were doing chalk and they were, starting communicating about how they were feeling, about different things. But it wasn't really bad at all. And so people are doing art. Well, so technically it's illegal to like do sidewalk chalk on city sidewalks, I guess. But it was literally art walk. Like that's what it is. The city knows. Everyone has permits for all the serious stuff. And it was actually starting to sprinkle and rain. So it's like not a big deal, right? Well, the cops, they have been in a lot of trouble in that time, like in the public opinion, because of doing a lot of brutality shit that was making people mad, right? So they come and they were there to incite a riot. Like they wanted to make a riot happen and then look like they handled it to try to swing public favor. And it was just so obvious. Everyone knew, like everyone's just woke. And so they start picking fights with people like artists who are sitting here, all different races, who are sitting here drawing with sidewalk chalk. So then people started getting mad and they start doing art about the police being shitty, right? So people are like writing chalk the police, people are drawing, whatever they're feeling and just kind of ignoring them. Like, come on, like we're writing with sidewalk chalk, it's raining, it's a freaking art festival, kind of vibe. Like, what are you doing? So this is how the cops showed up though. They showed up in riot gear, like from the beginning, right? Yeah, mad shady, shitty, right? They show up like that, and then they just more of them keep coming. Like, what are you calling for backup for? You happen to know that these few handful of people were gonna get mad that you wouldn't let them draw with sidewalk chalk, and they were gonna write chalk the police and then walk away. Like that's riot gear with 20 cars showing up. So they were just real obvious. So then it got to the point that the people started separating. We all went on a different side where they hadn't come yet, because what they were doing is they were coming down like this, blocking the street, right? But the buildings are right here and the parking lots are between the buildings. So what they're doing is they're closing it off and they're making it so people can't get to their cars. So if you're saying, oh, you think things are getting a little out of control, you want people to stop, why would you be blocking people from being able to get in their cars to leave? Why are you trying to force, like you're hurting everybody, and you're showing up at our peaceful event, for the city in riot gear, and you're blocking it so literally people cannot leave, right? So we're all watching this, and it was just like, it started getting a little agitated. People were getting upset. It's very triggering to see a wall of police in riot gear, and there's a lot of, it's a lot of marginalized community down there, even though it's very diverse, and there was also, people of privilege down there. And so what happened was that it got agitated. So we started talking to each other, keeping each other calm. People started getting like claustrophobic, kind of like, oh my God, I can't get to my car. Like, what's going on? People are getting their phones out. And this was some years back. It wasn't like since the latest explosion of Black Lives Matter. It was a couple years before that. And so then, this is my long story, y'all, but I'm gonna tell it. So then, this I never forget. There was a Rasta man, and he had all this stuff, spiritual things, and he was doing his thing. He had it on a cart, going around selling his wares and stuff. And he had this huge thing of sage, and he lit it, and he just smudged. I mean, the whole street was fogged out. He just stood between us. Like, it was so much love off this man. He stood between all of us and the police, and he just like smudged it out. Like, I bless him up whenever I think of him. Y'all send him love wherever he is, because I really think he saved some lives, because the police were coming in, like they were going arm to arm, like they were doing the whole like formation. Like, why are you guys doing this? So then they were just like, it was like, we got calm again, and we were keeping each other even, and we're like, what are they waiting for? Like, it's gotten dark now, people can't leave. Well, then we realized there was a whole bunch of people who didn't match the art walk demographic, kind of like college boys, frat boys and stuff, who have been watching some games at some different kind of bars, because by now we're further down from the art walk, and we've been kind of like, all pushed this way. And they basically were like, oh shit, that's what they're doing. They're waiting for all these super drunk people to come out, because it's easy to trigger a drunk person, right? All of us have stayed sober. Those of us who had had wine on the art walks and stuff, like, we're definitely sobered up now. That's what they're doing. They're waiting for these drunk people to come out so that they can instigate a riot, so that they can say something, talk back, and they can cause a problem, and then they can pretend that they weren't the causers of it, that they came and that we were having race riots and shit down here, and they came to bring the peace because they need a positive headline. So it was just crazy, like, how in sync we were, how aware everyone was, how determined to not be reactionary people were, and things like that. I ended up dipping out because it started getting real rough when people started coming out, like, out of the bars and stuff, and I was like able to take public transit and get out of there. I was just staying there to like hold space and like, be supportive, but I was like, okay, as many of us, especially people of color, we got to get out of here. So we found ways. People were like, I'm leaving my car, I'll come back. And it did end up making the news, and they were able to pick a fight with some drunks and all this kind of thing, but they weren't able to spin it how they wanted to, but they tried. So I feel like some of y'all have been facing some real shit. Some of you, yes, you've been people on the front lines. You've been out here trying to battle it. Some of you, it's just been that level of like maneuvering that you've been having to do, and really keep your cool. And so it's like you need to have that amount where you have that fortitude, that you're not going to be shaken down. You're not going to be let someone make you scared. You're not going to let someone diminish who you are. And if it comes to it, you will protect yourself, your people, the innocent. You will face those evils, those fears, those negativities. But you have the wisdom that no one's going to take you out of your element. Nobody's going to make you act outside of your personal boundaries for yourself, and that you're going to find a way to be yourself and respond and not react. That's how you win it. So for a lot of you, it's a head game. So it's like your strength right here is in your mind. You let them get there, and it's over. You have to have real cool judgment, right? No matter how much it's affecting your physical life, no matter how much, word is going, no matter how much you're facing a fire. I was taught a lot of things very explicitly. I was simultaneously very sheltered and very exposed to the wisdoms of the world when I was younger. So even if you have a gun against your head, you still have a decision. Even if it's the last, milliseconds of your life, you can still decide what your life means for you, how you rock it, how you go out, what decision you make. Now, of course, sometimes we'll decide, what, it's worth it, or, there's like ways around certain things, right? So it's about you making judgment calls. What I'm trying to say is like, okay, so when the government shutdown was happening a couple months ago here in the US, there was this meme that was going around, and it was like, it kept like evolving. It was like, if you see a mother stealing food for her children during this, like, don't judge her. And then the next one I saw was like, mind your own business. And the next one was like, help her, And so it's like, there's different morals for different things, but it's saying, remember your free will and the power of your mind, your power to make judgment calls, no matter what it seems like others are capable of doing to your life, no matter how much people you feel like they have you in that web, or they think that they're playing you, that they can manipulate you, make you fearful, make you beg for your life. I feel like some of your situations are so serious, really, really serious. And it's been tough, it's been real tough. And so this is like, yeah, stay in your element, be prepared. If they bring the ruckus, you can throw down. And then your last song is Ape Shit by the Carters, meaning B and J. And this song is actually a lot about decolonizing. Now, they floss a little bit. They talk about, and so that they do that a lot in their music, because their songs, especially in this last album, some of them are straight up, just the history lessons and straight information. But some of them, they put that floss on the top. But when you really listen, you're like, oh, shoot, like they're talking about decolonizing in this song. They're talking about how they are, like she says, I can't believe we made it. Have you ever seen the crowd going apeshit? Well, what are they talking about? Well, what apeshit comes from, Black people being slandered, being called with racial slurs, like Michelle Obama was being called like ape, being called monkey, right? So they flipped that and reclaimed that phrase, have you ever seen us going ape shit? They're talking about the crowd unifying, and then they say, have you ever seen the stage going ape shit? And so when you start listening to the decolonizing messages and about reclaiming your power as a marginalized people, you hear her saying, I can't believe we made it, right? So some of their decisions and what they had to do in order to stay alive, look what happened to Nipsey Hussle, right? If you're really trying to make it in this world and make changes, they'll cancel you. It's not always a safe thing. So this song is very empowering in that way. That's why she says the crowd better save us, right? And she talks about how when it gets down to it, on that realness, it's not about the money, it's not about all these other things. Yes, they enjoy it, the floss on it, and it gives them the ability to help other things, but when it comes down to it, that's her message. Like, if they come for us, y'all have to have, the masses need to have our backs, right? And so for you guys, it's like, I feel like you're facing a lot of glass ceilings. You're facing things where people think they have your power, where they think that you're not gonna make it, and you just need to know, yes, you're gonna make it through this situation. Whether that is overcoming, poverty, whether that's overcoming homelessness, whether that's overcoming, being suffering from police brutality, or being marginalized for your race or your gender or whatever it is. For some of you it might be a very personal situation, and for some of you, like, you're fighting really big issues for this group. And so this is like, you just know you're gonna have that part where you're like, oh, I can't believe I made it. Think about how you're gonna feel when you get to that point, and keep seeing that goal. It's a marathon. Run that marathon. And don't let people get in your head right now. Don't let people trigger you and make you react and lose sight of your end goal, so that you become the little fly in their spider's web. All right, you got to keep your head strong. You got to say nah to those opportunities when they're trying to trigger you up. All right, be untriggerable. you know and cut off the emotional ties to them, the spiritual ties to them. All right. So I really, really hope this helps. I hope you feel empowered. Go listen to these songs. Get, protected up. Get fired up. Get hyped up. Stay blessed up. Let me know what you think about this reading, and I will talk to you soon.